Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Kenny, and this is If Loving You Was Wrong, Season 3, Episode 15, and the name of this episode is The Missing Person. This was a rather interesting episode, so let me get started. The episode picked up where it left off. Alex has dropped a bomb and said that Randall was not the biological father of the baby. Randall is like, Randall immediately was like, what the fuck you trying to pull? What you talking about? And the judge gets to the point where he's just totally not for it, because he's like, you mean to tell me? And then she also mentions that Brad is on the birth certificate, so Brad on paper is the legal father. But the judge asks Randall, how do you know it's your child? Where's your proof? And he said that the judge is getting pissed off, because he's like, you mean to tell me you came in here and built the case and you don't even have proof that it's your kid? He's like, she won't let me see the child. And first of all, her husband's white and the baby's half black, so that should tell you something. But then I was like, oh, but I had many affairs. I had many sexual encounters, since my husband. So I'm like, Alex, you trifling bitch. You are really trying to milk this shit. But it just gets totally crazy. Next thing you know, we see Psycho Betty come out. But this time, I was for Psycho Betty, because Alex is on some bullshit. But it's just to the point where he is just going off in the judge's office. And the judge is like, enough. I've had it with you two. So this is what's going to happen. The baby's going to stay in foster care until we get proof of paternity on who the parents are. And it just kind of like was kind of mind-boggling to me that you didn't even get proof. You didn't even get a paper trail to prove that you're the biological father. So therefore she can't argue that. Some crazy shit. Because normally that's what you would do. You would actually get proof that you're the biological parent before you try to, get claims to have full custody of the child. Now, things really get heated once they get outside, and he approaches Alex and is like, you lying ass bitch. You know damn well that's my kid. You just pulling every little stunt, to try to keep that child away from me. But look, where's your son now? You ain't even got him. And where's your car? Oops, my bad. You ain't got no car either. Like, Psycho Betty gave me life in this scene, because he was just letting Alex have it. And then he was saying that, oh yeah, and guess what else I'm about to do, bitch? I'm about to go across the street to the precinct, and I'm going to tell them that you were the one that was behind everything. You're the one who had me set up. And she said, well, where's your proof? And she said, your mother told me. And then Alex was like, well, that's going to be kind of hard to prove that now she's dead. And he's like, yeah, she's dead. Shot right between the eyes. And your daddy, he looked like he literally peed on himself after he got shot, or did he drop a deuce because he smelled like shit? And then he starts going in the fact that, oh yeah, and I wonder how your parents are gonna have a funeral. I mean, did they have like a hillbilly trust fund or some shit? Or better off, why don't we just kind of put them in that, that dirty ass shack that they were living in, and let the maggots feast on their flesh? I mean, he just really went in on Alex's ass, and Alex couldn't fucking take it. And it gets to the point that she slaps the shit out of him, because she's telling him to go the fuck away. But Alex is like, what's wrong? And then like Psycho Betty's like, what's the matter, bitch? The truth hurts? You literally tried to get me to set up, but look what happened. Your parents are dead, and now you ain't got your damn baby. But I'm gonna get that baby, because once I fucking, ruin your shit, they won't have no choice but to give me full custody. And I'm gonna prove that I'm the father. So he's just on a rampage. And then this bitch gonna be like, Randall, can you hold my purse? And he's like, yeah, sure. I'm like, it just shows you how Psycho Betty is, because Psycho Betty was talking all this shit, but as soon as Alex says, can you hold my purse? Yeah, I'll hold it for you. I'm like, really, nigga? And then she starts going on, oh my God, please help me. He's trying to rob me. He's trying to attack me. Ain't nobody fucking come to her aid, and the next thing you know, her cab came up and then she left. That shit kind of fucked with me, because I was like, that shit was kind of like, somewhat not believable to me. You know, just like all of a sudden her cab just pulls up and she gets in. Like, what kind of shit is that? Like, she didn't even call for a damn cab. Well, actually, she probably did call for a cab and was waiting for the cab to show up. So now it does make sense. But just how the way it was executed, it just wasn't that believable to me. But I did like this scene because Psycho Betty, as much as I don't like Psycho Betty, I liked her in this scene because she was reading Alex for the filth that she is. And just based on this scene alone, yeah, she may not be a racist like her parents, but she is a racist. But she's a liberal racist. And what I mean by that is she deals with black people when it's convenient for her. Like Randall was just class A dick. That's what she used him for. She don't give a fuck about him. He has fallen in love with her and wants to be with her, but she, on the other hand, she never wanted to leave Brad. And if you've been following this show, she was cool keeping Randall and, you know, getting that dick from Randall in the shed, but still keeping her family and Brad intact. That's where she really wanted. She didn't want to give up Brad, and she was never going to give up Brad for Randall. But he was willing to give up Marcy for her, though. So, pretty much that whole situation just kind of even puts more and more out there. Alex is a racist, you know, just like her parents, but she's more liberal with her racism than they were. Next, we get a scene with Kelly and Diane. Now, Diane ain't here for the bullshit. Kelly's doing all the, you know, the sentiments. Oh, hi, how you doing? Can I get you some water? She's like, bitch, save the cheap sentiments. I'm not here for your bullshit. I'm here to let you know that my son's about to get out of jail and he needs a place to stay, and you're going to provide that for him. Kelly immediately starts going into her shit. Oh, no, I can't allow that to happen. I mean, I have justice here. And she's like, oh, justice. How ironic. You named a child Justice, but yet my son has no justice. My son hasn't gotten justice because he's in prison serving time for a crime he didn't commit. You remember, Kelly, you know, mail fraud, check fraud, bank fraud, and this place looks rather nice. Did the money that my son stole for you? Is that the money you used to decorate this place? And she's like, no, I didn't get any money from that. And she's like, I kind of find that hard to believe. But she lets her know that, look, I'm North Philly born and raised. I ain't never been in Bel Air, and I'm going to let you know something. You going to help my son, or you going to see me come to play in the way that, or you going to really see how I really get down. And I know you not about that life. And then all of a sudden, Kelly's like, look, Miss Diane, you don't have to go that route. I'm just saying, you know, I just don't have the space, and I just can't have him live here. Well, she said, well, guess what? He's gonna live here, and you're gonna help get him on his feet. And if you don't help him, you're gonna see what's gonna happen. Fuck with me if you want to. And I'm like, okay, yes, Miss Janet Hubert. I'm so glad she's on the show, and she is giving me life with this character of Diane. Because she, as I said, she's North Philly born and raised. She ain't Bel Air boo-boo. You know, Kelly's trying to get this suburban shit. No. Miss Diane is hood boots, and she will put her foot in your ass. And she's letting it be known, I will mess you up if you do not help my son after he served time, you know, for a crime that you committed. Alright. Then I'm saying, but maybe it will be a good idea because I think his name is Tyrell. Because Tyrell being there may help her to get rid of Travis. But we already know that bitch Kelly ain't thinking about shit. She's totally in La La Land, which is which is pretty much why things happen the way they did towards the end of the episode, and I'm gonna get to that. Next, we actually see that Lucien is talking to this FBI agent named Lamont, and he's asking questions in regards to Andrew, and no one has still found Andrew. Andrew is still missing, and no one knows what's going on. Something's telling me that maybe his girlfriend got him. I don't know. But I think in time we'll find that out. But that's just my hypothesis. I think the girlfriend found him, and he's kind of like in hiding right now. Because it's crazy that everyone has passed that road and no one has seen him at all. It's interesting. But then next thing you know, we see that Lucien talks to Pete. Now, Pete is fucking tripping. Because Pete is like, pretty much Pete lets him know that, look, they want me to go into protective custody, but I don't need no protective custody. You know, Eddie ain't died. Eddie didn't even find me here. I'm like, yeah, because you're under protective custody. The FBI is protecting you, crazy ass. It's like, dude, did you forget that your ass damn near died and that you literally was filled with bullets at the end of the season? You know, like, has that dawned on you that, dude, Eddie just, and not only that, he almost killed you in the hospital, and you literally went out in the parking lot to get a cab, you know, just to get away from him? And now you just on this plot for revenge because he's getting better and he's about to be released, but they still want to keep him under protective custody. Think about it, Pete. You're the main witness to Eddie's bullshit. They want to keep you alive and keep you protected. But your crazy ass is somewhat on some revenge shit, and you just want to, you know, I can handle myself. I don't need that. But then Lucian's like, look, you need to let me know where you're gonna be, and you know all that, because you know, come on, you need to be protected. And like, bro, let's be real. You're probably gonna be on some Percocets, some Vicodins, and some BioFreeze and Icy Hot. You ain't in no position to really come for nobody right now. You need to be protected where you can heal and you can just be you can be cared for, and a place where Eddie, you know, can't get to you. But we'll see how that's going to play out, because right now, we know that Pete's a hothead. That's what got him in the situation in the first place. Him, you know, overstepping his bounds by getting that tape from the convenience store. So, Pete, I'm going to need you to will it in, because this time, you may not live to tell the story. So, slow the fuck down. After that, we see that Randall comes into the police station, and he immediately lets him know that he's there to talk to Rick, and that he said the FBI told him that that's who he needs to talk to. And he's like, oh yeah, I know about Rick. Rick's from Cincinnati. He hasn't been here that long, but he's really good. So he pretty much lets him know that, yeah, I gotta do what I gotta do, because, you know, you can't trust none of the police around here. And he's like, yeah, you're right, you can't. So then Randall lets him know that, oh yeah, did you know that Eddie tried to hang me? Did you know that he literally strapped me on, he literally strapped the rope around a tree and literally pulled me up to lynch me? And then he said, did you know that Alex shot at me and that her parents actually let me know that she was the one that was behind me being kidnapped and all of that? You know, so I want justice to be served, and I'm not gonna. And he said, and he's like, I'm gonna take down Alex, and I'm gonna take down Eddie. And Lucien, knowing what really happened and knowing how Randall played his role in this, he's letting him know that, look, you know, I understand that things was messed up, but yo, you need to let this go. Like, why are you still doing this? It's like he's echoing, you know, his mother, Miss Louise. Like, let this shit go. Why are you still keeping this thing going? Because all you're going to do is make things worse. And he's like, well, fine. Well, things are just going to get worse then. I don't care. I want justice for me. You know, I think you're protecting Alex, and you're protecting Eddie, and you're always protecting them. And Lucian was like, well, you act like you had nothing to do with anything that went down. You act like you're completely innocent. He's like, I am. I'm like, you piece of shit, Psycho Betty. You ain't fucking innocent. You was fucking another man's wife and your next door neighbor's wife in your shed. So cut the bullshit. All this had started because of you. And now you're trying to play victim. And that's why Lucian is like, dude, I know what's really going on. You need to let this shit go and stop playing. Next we got Rick. Rick tells Randall to go to his desk. He'll talk to him. But then Lucian pulls Rick aside and is like, look, take everything he says with a grain of salt. But how's my place going? He's like, okay, yeah, we pretty much got everybody out of there, but it's dirty. But I'll give you a number to a cleaning service that'll come and clean the place up. But then he was saying that we also got hair and DNA from the crime scene. And he was like, oh, good. So me and Natalie will submit, our hair and DNA because, we were in the place. And he's like, then he starts asking about damn Kelly and Esperanza. What about Kelly and Esperanza? When they inside there too? And it's like, are you working an AIM or something? He's like, no. I'll holler at you. I'm like, he's trying to get at Kelly. He's trying to get at Kelly. And I think in a way he probably got a crush on Kelly, but he's not letting it be known right now. Next, we actually see Esperanza and Eddie. Now, he's just, Eddie is just coming out of the captain's office, talking to Lieutenant Stevens. And Esperanza is like asking, you were in there for a long time. What's going on? What are you guys talking about? He pretty much lies and tells, they were actually talking about Julius. And, setting up, taking down the cartel. That's what they were talking about. But she lies and tells her that, we're talking about your hoe-ass friend Alex. Because... and then saying that, the DA is pretty much interested in her as a person of interest because they think that she was behind this whole situation. That she, was like the main person that got everything started, which is true. But at the end of the day, that's not what they were talking about. So that's what he tells Esperanza and pretty much tells Esperanza, fall the fuck back and mind your business. But then after that, they look up on the TV. It's now been reported that Andrew is missing. His picture's on the, they pretty much had this picture on the news, and she's like, well, it seems to me you got something of interest now, don't you, Eddie? So, because Esperanza knows he did something to Eddie, and we're starting to see that not only is Eddie messy, but we also going to see how messy Esperanza is as well, and I'm going to get to that. Because what Esperanza does next really pissed me off. But yeah, we see that Eddie shook because now it's on the news that that Andrew's missing. So this is going to bring press. This is going to bring everything. So now his reign of being the boogeyman, yeah. Now shit is starting to come to the light. Next, we actually see that Lucian is finally at the house. He got the cleaning crew there. The damn moving truck came in, and he pretty much said that, look, I need a few more hours. I got to clean this place up. Get this place looking normal. He looks over, down the street, and he sees that Brad is parked in Alex's driveway, but he won't get out the car. He goes over there and talks to him. Brad opens up to him, saying that, and he pretty much thanked him for saving the baby. And he's like, I really applaud people like you, Brad. I mean, it really shows your character and really shows how much of a good person you are, that you literally will risk your life to save that child. He was the one who jumped into the alligator lake to save the baby, while while Psycho Betty was on dry land, clutching her pearls like, oh the baby, but wouldn't take her ass out there to swim and get the damn baby. But here it is, you in court trying to fight for custody of a baby that your black ass didn't even save. Silly bitch. Okay, not to get too much off a tangent, but Brad pretty much opens up, and we now realize that, what we already know, that he's still in love with Alex, because he says he can't shake her. He says that, look, I can be the hardest man in combat and in war. I can be the most charitable to helping others, you know, as far as children, as far as people in need, but for some odd reason, I cannot control or protect my heart when it comes to that woman. And it's like she has stomped on my heart so many times. But he said that obviously it's something about her that still got you there, and she's still in your heart. So you need to talk to her and let her know how you feel. You guys need to try to work this out. So Lucian is pretty much kind of giving, you know, Brad like that push, like, look, if you really want her back and you really want your family back, make that happen. Because only one can make it. If anybody can make something work, would be you. So that was a pretty good moment. Next, we go to the hospital. Joey is laid up in bed, but you can tell Joey's getting better. Kelly comes in there with some flowers, and Kelly's being all extra, like, oh, hi, Joey. And he's like, how you doing, Miss Kelly? And she's like, how you feeling? He's like, I got shot. How the fuck you feel? But he didn't say all that, but then he's like, I got shot. And she's like, well, I brought you some flowers. He's like, why are you bringing me flowers? You know, am I dead? Am I dead or something? And like, now he's like, boy, shut up. And then they start talking because Kelly starts to notice that there's something off about Kelly, and Kelly's not being upfront. So damn, Joey's like, yo, can y'all take that yapping out of here so I can have these flowers and rest in peace? Like, Joey's had me rolling in the scene. They go out there and they talk, and you know, Kelly lets her know that Ramsey's dead, but didn't fully tell him that he was killed in the new house that she's about to move in. She was quick not to do that, but then she starts talking about, well, what do you do if you're involved in a domestic violence situation? Immediately, now he's like, oh, what the fuck you mean? What's going on? And she let him know about Travis stalking her and all of this shit. And she's like, oh, you mean Travis, the little church boy? Oh, hell nah. No, what you need to do is you need to get some lead and let them know who's boss. You know, some people, that's all they know. And of course, Kelly's like, oh no, I can't do that, I can't do that. Well, bitch, he keeps fucking coming into your house. This motherfucker literally was in the backseat of your car at your job after he met with the fucking detective. You know, Rick. Really, bitch? You need some fucking firearm on your hand. You need something. Got me feeling all kind of ways with her ass. And then Natalie gave me life, because she was like, look, you supposed, and then because Kelly lets her know that she's getting a restraining order on him, but she's waiting for her lawyer to authorize it. And I'm like, girl, and you taking too damn long, because little do you know, he filed one, because Esperanza did tell your stupid ass that Travis filed one against you, and if his goes through first, they're going to believe him, and they're not going to believe you. So you need to get that done. And she's still kind of like, you know, I'm still waiting on that to get notarized. But she said that, yeah, you got that restraining order, but getting some heat and having that gun, that's a restraining order for your ass. And she's like, look, I even got a girlfriend named Michelle. She can give you the hookup. She's like, oh, no, I can't. I'm like, see, Kelly getting on my nerves with that face shit. You know what it's like to be from the hood, boo-boo. You was not living in some little village in Sweden and shit. You came from the dirty before you got to that neighborhood, and now you're trying to act like you just had money your whole life. Sit your ass down, Kelly, and get with the fucking program, because this fool is not going to stop fucking with you, and the only person who can actually stop him is you. Next, we actually have a scene with Kelly and Esperanza. I'm sorry, not Kelly and Esperanza, Alex and Esperanza. Esperanza goes to Alex and it's like, I'm concerned, I'm worried about you. What's going on? Alex ain't trying to tell her shit. And then Alex, in a way, is being kind of real bitchy towards her. But Esperanza had to kind of let her know, like, look, bitch, I'm here to help you. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, you saying all of this crap, but I already know the real deal. I already know at the end of the day, I think you did not have them kidnap the baby, but you did call them to fucking stop Randall from taking you to court. And she's like, well, how do you know all this? And she pretty much pulled out, here's some checkpoints, and here's you going to toll booths, and you hit this mark like an hour before everything happened. I knew you were involved in this. But I'm here to let you know, you need to be on top of this, and you need to develop a story. You need to cover your tracks. You need to do what you got to do, because at the end of the day, you are now being considered a possible suspect for murder. So because of that, you need to be in the front of this, and you need to create a story. And I don't need to know what that story is, but whatever that story is, you stick with it, you remember it, you memorize it, and you don't fucking deter or derail from that story whatsoever. So I'm like, Esperanza, why the fuck are you helping Alex? Really? You helping this bitch, but you didn't help Marcy when Marcy, you know, broke down after she found out that Alex was fucking her husband. Oh, but you want to help fucking Alex. And you probably the only one that's helping Alex. Alex ain't no fucking victim. Alex is a spotlight hogging greedy bitch. And she's getting what she deserved. But here your dumb ass, oh, I want to help you, Alex. I want to be there for you. You know. But as I said, I wasn't here. I wasn't here. You never saw me. But I wonder if somebody actually saw Esperanza go up in that damn house. That'd be interesting. Yeah, you think no one saw you, bitch, but somebody saw you. But anyway, so we got that going on. Next, we got Kelly at work. Kelly is still trying to talk to her lawyer, but she still can't get a fucking meeting. I'm like, bitch, get a new lawyer and get that shit done because it's an emergency. Then she finds out, then her coworker lets her know, oh girl, today's game day. She's like, why'd you let me work so late? She said, I would have told you, but your ass was on the phone. So then she gets a call from Justice, and Justice lets her know that the game was canceled. She's like, oh, okay, well, I'm on my way to pick you up. She's like, oh, no, that's okay. Travis picked me up. And we see Travis' crazy ass just driving the fucking car. I'm like, see, get a fucking gun and off his ass, Kelly, or call the FBI. Do something, and do something fast, and stop the bullshit. That's what I have for you guys. But if I missed anything, put it down in the comments. But subscribe to my channel. Click that bell so you can get notifications every time I drop a video. Like this video, share this video, and comment on this video. And I will be back with you next week for the next episode of If Loving You Was Wrong. So until then, everybody, take care.